Hi and welcome back, my name is Emily. In this video I will be creating one small slimline card as well as a cute bookmark. So I will use a couple of new products from Trinity stamps. I'm using the Slimline bunnies and this one is a part of the new release that you could see over on Trinity Stamps YouTube channel on Saturday. So I just cut out a part of this large stamp that I had stamped out, and I believe this is 6 by 3 at the moment, but I will soon cut it down even more and make it a little bit smaller than 6 by 3, just to make sure that it will fit inside of a die that Trinity Stamps has, that is a Slimline, mini Slimline die. You will see everything here in a second, but I started with the coloring, and if you can see some extra hands in this video, that is Felicia. I actually had some time in my craft room creating this on a day where she was home and she wanted to be with me in the craft room, and of course she's always allowed to be apart. So she wanted to be here, and she actually had the same image and she was coloring it in as well. So really fun, and these are just the cutest, and I love all the expressions that you get with these. You can see the one that is super happy, one is dabbing on the other one with the sunglasses, and yeah, all are just so cute, and I just love that they all bring a little personality to them. And the markers I used were Spectrum Noir markers, and I'm using the warm gray markers. And I just use a variety of the colors in that series, just to bring some darker bunnies and some lighter bunnies. And I also went around using my white gel pen and making some rosy cheeks to my bunnies. And the background, you will see that I will color it in with a really pale blue marker or BG marker. And I will actually use a Copic one for that one. Just to make sure that I have something that is grounding my image, and I just think that looks spring and summery. So you can see here I colored that part in, and you can see I also cut it down to fit this scalloped edge, and that measures 6 by 3. So here is a card front that I created, and I actually cut this down to be smaller than 3 by 6, just to make sure that the scallops are showing through. So if you cut it exactly to 3 by 6, it will be the same size as the scallops, and I wanted mine to be slightly smaller so that I could have the scallops showing through. I popped up my panel with some foam tape, and I also will be creating my sentiment. I'm using a stamp set from Trinity Stamps called A Sentiment from Almost Every Occasion, and I really love this stamp set. I know I have been using it a lot, but it's a must-have in your stash in my opinion. So I will heat emboss this with some white embossing powder. This one is from Ranger, and I'm using some Versamark. That's my favorite clear ink, if you were wondering. I heat embossed the sentiments off camera, and then I will use a die and cut the sentiment out, because I'm terribly bad at cutting straight, so I use a die for nearly always when I'm doing a sentiment strip like this. And then I had a leftover part that I had stamped and colored, so I wanted to make sure that I used that part. So I just cut it down with a tag that also comes from one of inside of that die set that we talked about earlier, the one with the scallops, and that one is called Mini Slimline Card and Envelope Die, and it has a lot of extra pieces. For example, this tag is in that one, and I will use this as a bookmark. I know I have been doing that in previous videos as well. I just love this tag. I like that it's a little bit of a longer tag, and that it has the stitching around the edges. So you can see here I just picked out a teal colored paper that I thought matched the background that we created, and then I just took some silver glitter cardstock strips to make sure that my edges of my bunny panel here looks finished. I took some twine and some ribbon to the top of my bookmark, and I will tie a bow. This is not my favorite thing to do, so I fiddled around quite a lot before I got it where I thought it looked pretty. but I think it turned out okay, and I just cut off some of the parts there, and that finished off, nearly finished off. I just cut out a love sentiment as well, or a love die cut and from the same silver glitter cardstock, and just put it to the top. If I had known that I would do this, I probably would have shifted my panel with the bunnies a little bit further down, just to make sure that I had a little bit more room, but that was an afterthought. And of course I will go in with some white gel pen here as well, just making sure that I think they look super cute, because they really are. And I also did some dots. I did that on my other card as well, but I don't think I showed that on camera. I just went in, did some dots on some areas, and I chose the same marker for all the bunnies, even though I colored them in different shades of gray, just to give them some texture. And I really think that brings them to life and give them some more personality and make them stand out a little bit more on our card. So that is a tip if you are creating these bunnies and want to make them even cuter. Just use a marker and create some dots. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything. Just go around, play, and see where you think they are looking good. So we are nearly at the end of this, but I wanted to show you that in that Slimline card and envelope die set, there is of course a way to make a small Slimline card, envelope and I just wanted to show you how easy that is, so you can custom made your envelopes every time you're creating a card in this size as well. So Trinity Stamps large Slimline envelope is really popular, and I think this will be a must-have in your stash. And actually this one is an older one and it's on sale at the moment, so if you're interested, please head on over to Trinity Stamps web shop and check it out, because it's a really good price, and I don't think you will be disappointed, because there is a lot of stuff in this particular die set. So you can see it's only 3 parts here, and I'm gluing, and everything is scored for you, so I'm just gluing along the score line here, and that is pretty much it. When I have it like this, everything is attached, and we can go ahead and put some glue at the longer flap here and holding them together, and then to our low flap as well. And that is it. We have an envelope. That is so simple. It took no time at all, and all the pieces in this die set fits your Gemini Junior or whatever die cutting machine you have in that standard size, so you don't need any extended plates or anything. It's so handy. So you can see our cards and that little Q tag, and I just love how these turned out, and the colors and everything, super adorable. And if you like these projects, please give this video a thumb up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. That really helps me out. And until next time, I hope you have a great day. Bye!